Greg, we need to have a talk.
Oh, yeah? About what, Shane?
About beer.
I like the sound of that. Well, welcome to this Beer Guys TV Brew Talk with Greg and Shane and Brent. And I didn't know what Shane had to talk about. I thought he was mad at me, but he said, hey, he brought beer. So, thanks.
I did. I brought beer.
But you had some kind of contraption over
I've
there.
got a contraption this time. First of all, let's take a look at the beer itself.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Some people might on the YouTubes here might recognize that symbol, but it's new to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
Have
I
you
know
seen
that.
New to you?
I have not seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But looking at the beer now, there's a lot of head on these.
Well,
So we poured this out of something called the Pinter.
the Pinter.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about the Pinter.
Okay.
And while I'm talking, you guys go ahead and take a sip and see what. You go ahead and ask questions.
Okay, where is this Pinter contraption made?
This Pinter contraption is made in England.
Okay.
Oh,
In the
it's
UK.
Jolly old England.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say that I know 100% for sure.
Sure.
But this is called a Pinter 3. It's the third generation. And the first two generations were only available in England, possibly Europe, but in England, overseas anyway. And this is the first generation that's available in the US.
Okay.
Okay.
Pinter 3.
The Pinter 3. Now, it's one of those deals where I'm perusing Facebook just on my phone and I'm just looking at all the silly stuff my friends are doing. Right, Greg?
Well,
Don't know what you're talking about.
And this caught my eye, and I've gone past the ad a few times, and I finally thought, I'm just see what this is about, so I click on the ad, right? And the idea of the Pinter is that you mix your beer, brew it, and carbonate it in the same vessel, and then out of that same vessel, you tap it. So this is freshly tapped beer. So I made this beer about 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
I started it.
and this is the first time.
This is the first time. I've never even, as you can see, my pores, I've never even tapped out of this thing.
Okay.
so is it a plastic vessel?
This one is plastic. The first one was aluminum.
Okay.
The second one, I think, was a hybrid of aluminum and plastic. This one's all plastic.
I'm assuming, of course, it's like BPA free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's made for, it's food grade.
Okay.
Right?
What's the volume of the Pinter?
So the volume of this Pinter is about 1.5 gallons.
Okay.
So they say you can get 12 pints out of this thing.
So we'll be here for a little while.
Yeah, we're going to be here for a while, so sit back, relax.
More interesting as we go.
For sure, for sure.
It's tasty.
Yeah, what do you
very,
think?
Very smooth because I suppose fresh off the tap. It doesn't have a lot of carbonation. I don't think. Do you? Some, but I mean, it's kind of like
some, but yeah, it's not
like on a tap.
Right.
Versus a bottle or a
Right.
can or whatever. It's pretty smooth. Got a little edge to it. I don't know. Trying to determine the exact style here.
Yeah, you guys can guess the style.
Brent. I mean, you're a home brewer,
Right.
so we'll call on
And
your knowledge.
Brent, you've brewed many different styles of beer, too.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
so this one,
So to me, what I'm smelling on this,
Smelling
I
with
smell the
Shane
grain cracker
Yeah.
malts. I smell the malts. Is this supposed to be an English bitter?
wow. Exactly. Nailed it.
I was going to say like some sort of IPA, but it's not. It's an English bitter, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah, is it?
It is.
Okay.
That is a good. That is a good guess.
Wow, I would have. Yeah.
I will say that I very much enjoy the aroma.
It does have a really nice aroma.
It almost made me think, did Shane get something and put a little honey in there? Mm-hmm. But no, there's not any honey in there as far as I can tell. But it smells almost like there is.
Right.
The aroma's really good.
It's almost like a sugar cookie.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not so much vanilla, but the kind of that aroma of the flour and sweetness of the flour.
Yeah. I get a little more of like the malt and floral kind of thing going on.
And it's not overly hoppy, which
No.
it wouldn't be,
No.
but it's got that bitter.
Yep. I think it's... I don't know that I've had a lot of English bitters, but to me, I think it's slightly thinner on the body.
It is thinner, but the flavor's still there.
Yeah, it does have flavor.
See, that's kind of what threw me off. I thought maybe an IPA, but it didn't have the IPA. I wasn't getting the hop stuff.
Right.
You know, like, okay, it's not an IPA, but
You wanted it to be, didn't you?
Mr. Know-It-All over
Right.
there. You know, you did
not
No, I know.
lucky guess.
No, I think it's not. I think it's knowledge.
well-informed guess.
So this is their Ancestor. It's called Ancestor.
Okay.
And a British bitter, English bitter. British bitter is what they call it. And it's a low ABV.
Okay.
I think it's 4 something.
Oh, very sessionable.
Yeah, it's very sessionable.
Nice.
So when I was looking at the Pinter, and I thought, I brew mead. I've made several batches of mead. And I've had my hand at trying to brew beer one time. And that was with a Mr. Beer kit. And that was in the 90s. That didn't turn out so well.
No?
No.
Not so much. Huh?
And I mean, at that time, I kind of skimmed through the directions. I added the water and then whatever the ingredients and let it sit outside in the sun for a week and a half.
Is that what you wanted to do, or you just...
I just thought, well, it's got to be warm, Yeah, and I didn't sanitize, other than... I didn't do any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And, it was flat. There was no
Just like
fizz at all.
water.
It was, I had to dump it.
Yeah. Not good.
Not good. So I thought, well, okay, I tried that. Then got into the craft beer. Of course, with us beer guys, we're drinking a lot more and more craft beer. Then I saw this and I thought, that looks like something I could do.
Sure.
It's really easy to brew with one of these pinters.
Right.
Basically, you sanitize it, and they give you a beer kit, right? You buy the kit, and you would fill it with hot water, just tap water, put the sanitizer in, and you shake it for 30 seconds.
Okay.
Then you run the sanitizer through all the spigots and spouts and whatnots that they have, right?
Okay.
Dump it out, and then you're ready to brew.
Okay.
You open up the beer, basically it's the malt, right? It's a bag of malt they give you. You pour that in. Well, actually, you fill water first and then pour that in. Add the yeast, seal it up, and then you put what's called a dock on the bottom, and that's where the trub is going to fall into at the end. And the trub is basically dead yeast and particulates and whatever else that are gonna settle out of the beer. But you turn it upside down onto that dock, and you let it sit for 7 to 9 days. Each beer has its own time.
Sure.
After that 7 or 9 days, you can, they want you to condition it at that point. They'll take off the trub bowl, the dock basically, and then you can dump that out. Some people can save it, they can reuse it, whatever. But then you'll set it on its side, or what's now like a keg sitting on the side, and set that in your fridge for 5 to 6 days. Right, and that's going to condition the beer. You can do what's called cold crashing, and I did that to this one just to make it a little bit more clear. And what that is you keep the dock on, you put it in your fridge, let more stuff settle out.
Yeah, the cold helps pull that down.
Right, it'll settle out, and then you take it, dump it out, and then at that point condition. This particular brew, you don't have to do another step that we're going to talk about as we start another batch.
Oh.
You can add a hop or dry hop, but it's really a hop oil that you'll infuse into there just before the conditioning stage. So that I can talk about that with this vessel, and we'll show you some close-ups here shortly. So I got it. I thought, well, I can do that, and there was a special going on with Pinter. And then when you see this video, I don't know if the special is going to continue to go on, but when I got this, the Pinter was free.
Okay.
And all I had to do was buy 2 beer kits and sign up for the monthly subscription. So every month they'll send me 2 new kits.
Okay.
All right. But you can cancel after the second month. So,
Well, and at the volume of that, if it's 12 pints per kit, that's not so horrible. Whereas if you're doing 5-gallon batches,
Yeah.
that's quite a bit of beer
exactly.
in a month to get through.
Right. And that's the other reason I thought this is just the right size for somebody to start out their home brewing experience, to get kind of that feel of what it means to brew a beer and have it come out successful. I think this is successful.
Look all the lacing on
actually.
there. Yeah.
I know it's quite tasty, and yet not have to commit to a 5-gallon batch.
Right.
Sure.
And then if it's bad, well, it's only 12 pints you're dumping down the drain. It's
Exactly.
Like 5 gallons.
Yeah, if you're right, it really.
Because I've done that. I've had to do that. And
I know.
painful.
It's painful.
Can I save it? No, this is just not right.
Yeah, I know, and that's a thing. Plus the expense of all the gear that goes into brewing a 5-gallon batch.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and I have seen on YouTube where people are doing a grain brew, or doing their own grain boil, making their own mash or wort, and then putting it in the pinter.
Okay.
Oh,
Pinter does not recommend that.
okay.
People have been doing it. I've also seen people where they will bottle from the pinter
Okay.
so that they can, save that beer and then start another one right away.
Sure.
Oh, I see.
But when I was checking out, they had an offer pop up that they had something called the co-pinter, where, and it was half off. So they're normally, $99. I got it for $50. And what it is, it's a second vessel. It doesn't come with the docking station or the dock.
Storage.
It's the exact same pinter with a tap and everything. So you got a second one. So while you're enjoying the first one, you could be brewing the second one.
Sure.
You don't have to move it from this one to that one, do you?
No.
So you can just start with the other one.
Correct.
Nice.
And we are going to demonstrate that on this very brew talk.
Yeah. Or the beer talk.
Beer talk.
Beer
Brew
talk with the beer guys.
Beer talk.
That's us.
Bring your beard.
Oh, it's not beard guys.
Oh.
So this, I think this is their own recipe, but they have done collaborations with other breweries.
Okay.
All in Europe or some?
Well, the brewery that they've done the most collaboration with is Brewdog. Brewdog Brewery started in Scotland,
Scotland.
but they have breweries now all over the world.
Oh.
And I was watching some videos on them, and they are, it's quite the story. Brewdog was crowd-funded to build a brewery, and now they are just huge.
I suppose if you do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, and I think they started, I want to say, in 2007.
Okay.
So they've
Where
been
was
around a while.
do you know where the first one was built?
In Scotland. But what town?
Yeah.
Nope, I don't, not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Well, how about you there?
I don't know.
Beer Master Greg?
Beer Master Greg. How about that? I didn't know what kind of beer it was.
Well, Greg, you've been to England.
I have been to England, but
Did
I've
you
not
come
been to
up-
Scotland or Ireland. but
Okay, did you come across any Brewdog beers over there?
I don't recall. I don't believe so.
Okay.
That was quite a while ago. So might have been before they were around. But no, I ran into some interesting beers there, but
Right.
I don't recall other than the usual suspects. But yeah, I would be aware of it now if I ever went back. So I'd keep an eye peeled for Brewdog.
So they have a lot of different beers, but they are going to be doing a collaboration, or they did a collaboration with Guinness.
Oh, they did.
So you can brew your own form of Guinness in the pinter as well.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
So since they're a European company, is the European market as crazy for maple bacon beers and all these, pastry beers and things like that, like we have over here? Did they have any of those type of kits, or
No,
basic kits?
it's basic kits, but it's there's a lot of different styles, right? They have IPAs, they have this bitter, they have a stout, a couple different stouts. They have an Oktoberfest, they have a Hefeweizen,
Okay.
and also some ciders
Oh,
that you can brew in that.
all right.
So I'm looking on their website now. They have one called Dark Matter. That's their classic stout.
Okay.
They have a collaboration with I don't know who this is with, but it's called Appalachian Mountain Brewery Tropical IPA.
Oh, that sounds good.
Brewdog. They have a Hazy Jane, a Punk IPA, and then one we're going to do later called Elvis Juice.
Elvis juice.
That's the one we're going to start.
Good, man.
Peanut butter banana flavors on this.
Could be. They have a sour ale, hard seltzers, a citrus IPA, an American Pale Ale, lager,
Gee.
and
So
of course this bitter.
it differentiates between lagers and ales, obviously, interesting.
Right. The beer kit comes with the style of yeast that would kind of go with that beer.
Sure.
Do they say anything about the lagering then for that? Do you throw it in the fridge?
I don't know.
Because it would fit. It's small enough you could put it on a shelf. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how, like you might have to have your fridge run warmer than it normally does. Because you don't want to,
40s maybe.
yeah, whatever you'd lager it at. The other cool thing is it comes with an app.
Oh,
So the app, it's just the Pinter app. It'll tell you exactly how to clean it. It'll show you when you start your beer. It'll show you when you need to start conditioning it. And I thought I hit on the 9th of April. I thought I hit the app, but I didn't. And I discovered a couple days later. It's like, oh, I thought I already did that. So now it thinks it brewed for 10 days instead of 8. But
Fermented for 10 days.
right. But the original. So this says 2 days from now it's ready to tap, but it's 2 days off.
Sure.
So today is the day that it's ready
today's
to tap.
the day.
Hey, you got a couple days of conditioning in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So yeah, and it'll give you instructions, step by step, how to sanitize the pinter, how to mix the beer, what to do, how long to let it sit, and each beer is going to age differently and
Sure.
condition differently. So
It sounds like a great way to kind of introduction to homebrewing or a great gift for somebody that's
Right.
into craft beers, and hey, here, try this, and without a huge investment. That's the nice part, because you know how it is at home brewing, all the equipment you have.
Yeah, that I have, yeah.
Each piece, I mean, it gets expensive, starting
Right.
getting all the stainless steel and the carboys and all that stuff.
If you start getting into the Blickman line of things, the prices are pretty darn high. And
Well, yeah, and if you want to
quality
move on
stuff,
to that, yeah.
but
So, Brent, tell us a little bit about the traditional home brewing.
well, probably the place where most people start is with the kettle on the stove top.
Sure.
So you're doing about a 2.5 gallon boil. That could come with your malts. Usually it's liquid malt. There is some specialty grain additions that you'll do at that level. Then you'll brew, you'll top that, you'll put that into your 5 gallon pail. And then you'll top that off with the rest of the water to get it up to 5 gallons, or maybe a little above 5, depending on what you're doing.
Okay.
Put the top on, put your airlock in, let her buck. So it'll start fermenting. It's about, depending on the beer, it could be done in 3 days, could be done, maybe it takes 6 or 7 days.
Okay.
Then you've got to siphon all that off the trub
Okay.
into a clean pail. then you got all that mess to clean out, get rid of that, and then your beer sits for another week, or it depends on what beer style it is. It might be
Sure.
a little longer. But it's definitely a lot more lifting of heavier things. It might be a little more forgiving as far as being able to hide some slightly off flavors
Okay.
because of the volume.
Sure.
But it's more work than what this is. Definitely more work than
Right.
what this is. And then, since you have 5 gallons, you're not just drinking it right out of the pail. You either got a bottle or, like I eventually did, build a keezer, put your pot soda kegs, fill those with the beer, have all that set up just because it's instead of all the time it takes the bottle and
Sure.
tap and cleaning all the bottles.
Right.
Who wants to do that? You know? So it's a nice alternative. I mean, even if you had 3 of them going at once,
Sure.
well, if it's 12 pints per, say you have 2 that are bucking and ready to go, 1 that's just started. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
So Shane, once you've cracked her open,
Yep.
what's the life of the contents?
They say 30 days.
Okay.
Okay.
So, 30 days as long as it's not introduced to oxygen.
Sure.
Yep.
And because you don't have oxygen on it, keeping things at a certain
Pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure comes from the carbonation that's already in it naturally. And as it gets emptier, the pressure subsides. And so the tap handle is designed such that it starts out slow. So you saw me pouring where it was slow, right? But that'll go full 90 degrees, and it just, as the pressure subsides, you open up the handle more and more.
Okay.
And then that until you get to the last pint, basically, and then you kind of tip it out, right?
So when you're looking at the different kits, do they have obviously they have their own website, probably, right?
Yep.
Do they have a forum in there for people?
Yeah, there's
Or bantering back and forth about their experience or what they've, hey, if you had a cap of this, or if you do this, little tweaks and things, or?
I haven't gotten to a forum. They do have a tips and tricks section.
Okay.
So they will offer some different tips and tricks. There's a Pinter Facebook page, I believe, but I'm sure there's some Pinter forums out there, because the Pinter 3, as of today, when we're recording this, it's a couple of years old. It's not that brand new, right?
Okay. So there's some
Right.
people, owners out there that
Yep.
probably.
And there's quite a few videos on YouTube. A lot of them by English people, by Britons, that are doing the videos, right? I don't see a lot of U.S. doing videos yet on the Pinter.
Okay.
But they do have a huge push going on right now with getting it into the U.S. market.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure that'd be.
Well, I guess when we take a little better, closer look at this, since you two both have a little bit of experience with the Mr. Beer kit kind of things, maybe you can see a big drastic difference in quality possibly, or maybe not.
Yeah, so Mr. Beer, they're still making a kit.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I can't say anything, like my experience with that is, 30 years ago.
Well,
So there's that. But
you've learned a lot more since then about
Right.
how things are done.
about brewing and just about beer itself,
Sure,
what
yeah.
to look for. I can't say that I wouldn't have a negative experience with it, but I knowing what I know now about brewing, because I brew mead a lot, and then the sanitation and keeping things clean and all that, I think I would have more success with a Mr. Beer today than I did back then, obviously.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah. But this one here was so easy. I mean, it's almost like a Keurig.
Yeah.
You just pop in the little
Yeah.
cup and then
Yeah.
close the lid and hit the button almost,
Pretty much. Yeah. It sounds that way anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I'd say, can we take a closer look?
yeah, let's take a closer look at it.
All right.
I'll bring it up here, actually.
Oh,
And we'll
okay.
talk about it right here.
A beer rig.
The beer rig.
Yeah. Instead of a Keurig.
All right. So, it comes with a tap handle. The handle is, they say it's aluminum. I don't know if it's just kind of silver plastic or aluminum, but
Aluminium.
yeah.
Aluminum. Yep.
And then, so on the back, there's a couple things. There's a handle to carry it with. There's this lets the pressure out. So on a 5, it's completely closed, and on 0, it's open.
Oh.
Right. So when it's closed, you want the pressure in there. If I open this now, it would let all the pressure out, and then we'd have to drink the beer fast, right? So this is where you put the hop oil. You take this cap off, and then you'd screw in a hop oil thing there, and it would infuse the beer with hop oil, and that would be kind of like
So would the hop oil be dispensed one and done kind of thing?
Yes.
Or is it supposed to slowly?
It's one and done.
Okay.
Yep. So that's what that is. This is I'm going to take this out because I took the liberty of sanitizing this for our next batch, but this is basically where the trub goes. This is what you'd stand it on, right?
Okay.
You lock this in place, stand it like this, and then you let it brew. And then you would just dump out the trub when you're done. Or I can do like what I did and take a little spoon and kind of taste it just to see, ooh, that's kind of good.
Hey, why not?
That's right. So, do I need to top you guys off here?
Well,
Let's top you off, and
just
I'll top you off, mister.
we'll see what we can do here.
Let's see how Shane, the beer master over there.
We'll go a little faster and see if that helps.
This would be very handy to have, especially if you're having a little shindig and you want to have a special brew on hand.
I thought too, yeah, like if you're gonna, at a fantasy football draft gathering.
So
Sorry about
soccer?
that. Nope, American football.
Oh, okay.
American football. And if you had, a couple, 2, 3 different ones, like you said, Brent, that somebody has some choices.
Sure.
You could have 3 of these up on the counter, and people can enjoy the different beers that they like.
Lager, an IPA, and a stout, maybe. Or
They might have a style like your favorite one, the Mr. Old Chub.
Oh, wow.
Scottish ale in there. Yeah, there you go.
The old chub.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Or a light beer. Or a light beer. A lawnmower type beer.
yeah, they do have that as well. So I'm pouring a little fast, so we got a little bit more head than what we want. But you know what? I'm thirsty.
Yeah, that's right. In the
It's
idea
still
of time.
The aroma is still quite pleasing on this.
It is.
Yeah, that's one of the more amazing things about this. That for it being maybe a dry malt extract, they're able to still get a good aroma. I think I've only done one home brewing. I was experimenting with dry malt extract, and I thought the end product to me was too thin.
Okay.
And I didn't use any specialty grains like you do with an extract kit, which definitely does play a role in having your basic 2-row and then your specialty grains to give it that body.
Okay.
So I thought that was my failure because I didn't know what I was doing. I was experimenting with it, but it did not come out. I mean, the aroma is very nice.
I agree. I think that's
English bitter. Wow. I had no clue. You're like, blah, 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 blah. That's good though. That just shows your expertise. That's why you're one of the beer guys, because
right.
and
Now these kits, the kits run about between $30 to $40.
Okay.
So you're getting 12 pints out of there. It's about $3 a pint.
okay.
Which, when you consider you go to a brewery, it's going to cost you $6 to $8 a glass, whether you get a pint or
I went
not.
to a place recently, it was $9 a glass.
Okay.
Before tax. I'm like,
Yep.
oh boy.
You go to a tavern, it's going to cost you $7 a beer.
$7-8, yeah.
Yep. So, can you buy beer at the liquor store cheaper? Yeah, but I mean, if you're just going for cheap beer, and it's all you don't have the satisfaction of brewing it yourself, maybe experimenting with something different, and having it fresh out of the tap. And I had last night I had a Surly Furious.
Oh, wow.
Fresh out of the tap.
Oh,
Waiting for my hamburger in Litchfield at a little cafe.
Where do they have that on tap?
Parkview.
Okay, all right. Nobody knows what that is, but now I know.
Now you know it's. So while I'm waiting for my to-go order, I thought, well, I'm just going to have a glass of Furious. And it just does taste better out of a tap.
Most do. Yeah.
I've gotten used to that, have you?
Yes.
Yeah. Spoiled he is.
I know. And this might spoil me even more.
Where's Shane? He's down there, got his mad scientist hat on, making something new.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the Mr. Pinter bumper sticker on his Jeep.
Yeah.
Yep. He's crossed over to that.
Yeah, I think they got me with that Facebook ad.
They got you. Hey.
My wife used to not let me watch TV because I'd buy that turnip twaddler all the time when it was on sale on the TV.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have this.
I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. And so I usually just go past these ads, and this one it's like I could probably do that.
Yeah. I've seen some other ones on there, and I've kind of hesitated, but I better not look, or I'll end up buying it.
Right.
Whatever it was. It wasn't this, but it was. There's other similar things out there, but yeah, I don't look.
Well, and it seems like this is a company that's been established. It's not a Temu product.
Right.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, exactly, and they have the first version had some issues, and so then they did a Pinter 2, a second version.
Okay.
They fixed some of the issues of the first one. The second one had an issue mainly with the tap and tap handles. And the third one, they fixed, whatever issues they had in the first two versions are fixed, and then they designed a new tap.
Okay.
And this tap is compatible with the Pinter 2. So if you have a Pinter 2, you can get this tap. And what it is, it's the first tap, from what I've read and seen, the tap was kind of either on or off. There was no control of the flow at different pressures.
Okay.
And I think that is why they had some issues. But they fixed it with this version. I didn't have any issues with this, like leaking in the fridge or like pressure signs of pressure kind of thing. In the instructions, they say you might hear some hissing coming from the control valve in the back.
Sure.
Pressure valve. I didn't hear anything.
No inappropriate bulging.
No. It's all contained well.
Well contained. Yes. Well, yeah, it's a pretty slick deal. It almost looks like an exclamation point.
Right. It kind of does.
Yeah.
So
The tap handle.
are you going to make Greg guess on what the particular flavor of the next batch is going to be?
It might be obvious, I would imagine, with your packaging, huh? Well, or is that kind of don't let me look.
Well,
we won't be consuming that, so I won't be able to know till.
right.
Well,
So
but you'll be able to see what probably says something on the malt or whatever it's
yeah, it'll say what it
the
is.
name of the kit or
Well, I'll just let you do it because you're the expert.
expert.
All right.
No.
So let's make some adjustments to our camera here. I'm gonna go up a little bit. You guys can up scope.
Now, what do you want us to do?
So I'm gonna bring the Pinter here, and actually I'm gonna move our camera just a little bit that way, and I'm gonna start the next batch. I better take myself a sip though.
You should. I mean, that's
Don't want to be parched.
no, not like a parched Pinter.
No.
Okay. So this is the co-Pinter, which is actually the main vessel of the Pinter.
Oh, welcome to the world of fresh beer.
I know, look at this.
Wow, look at that.
Like, the outside of the box is unassuming, but the inside is...
Wow, it's I feel like I've just been
He
transported.
might let you bring this box home and mount it on the garage wall.
Right? There it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so throw that over there.
Got their tap handle
Got
there.
the tap handle there. You can scan for some fresh notes there. But really, this is what it's all
That's what
about.
it's all about right there.
Right. It's got this handle that helps you carry it. Again, we talked a little bit about these things in the back. This comes off here.
Oh,
Okay. And I took the liberty of sanitizing this one already.
it's already sanitized.
So this is
Look at you.
the cover, and this just covers up this section.
Okay.
Okay. We won't use that later.
Thermos.
Right? So, and then this part
Oh.
unscrews,
I'm out of the James
All right.
Bond movie here.
right? And then
Oh, and
that's
there's
the inside of the vessel.
Ah,
Okay.
neat.
Yeah. And then the tap itself, you want to make sure it's tight because of course it could leak if it's not. But here, let's move this out of the way and we will start a batch of beer.
Oh, that's always sounds like a fun time.
Take this beautiful box.
There you go.
We'll get rid of that. And yeah, you can look at that beautiful tap handle there.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I've got some water,
H2O.
high quality H2O. So you can use tap water if you don't have chlorine in it or hard water.
I'll imagine the better filtered it is, the better quality.
Exactly. And all we're gonna do is put in, it's a little less than a gallon and a half, but you fill this up to, they call it the black line up underneath. It's where the white meets the black underneath. You fill that up.
I think I gotta use the restroom.
All right. 1 gallon in.
Next thing you know, Greg's got his own Pinter.
I know. I have to kind of look at that. And then, well,
I'll just come over and sample.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, what kind is this, Brent? Oh, yeah. Well, it's a Czechoslovakian.
Brent would guess it right off the bat.
I don't know about that, but
Okay, so right there. All right, so it's just a schmid's less. Schmid? Is that right?
a skosh.
A skosh. A skosh. It's a skosh less. Now, I sanitized it with,
Elvis juice. That's weird.
yes. So I sanitized it with Star San,
Star
which is
San.
like a brewer uses all the time. So I have this from my mead brewing.
Yep.
I just sanitize it with that, but the kit comes with it. So I wanted to pre-sanitize it before I opened the kit, but we are going to brew this.
Pinter pack.
It's the Pinter pack. Here, I'll send that around for weight. You can kind of feel how heavy it
A
is.
little bit of heft to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Well, and while you're slicing the seal there, Brent.
Well, I'll let Greg handle this before I do that.
Yeah, before you bring out a sharp object.
Right.
Bit of heft to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to sanitize my scissors because you
Slice away.
you want everything sanitized
Yeah,
when you.
that's always a good. People that want to skip on something. All it takes is a little something to kind of ruin it. you know.
Exactly.
It wouldn't-
Exactly.
You might not notice it, but you might. But why take the chance?
Right.
How simple is that?
Exactly. Spray it with some sanitizer. You're done.
Keep everything clean. Yeah.
The Greater Good Fresh Brewing Company Ltd.
Yeah. All right, the Pinter pack. And then you said that's Elvis juice.
Yep. And so when you open this up,
Juice. Well, look at that.
comes with the pre-mixed. This one's grapefruit infused IPA.
Ooh.
That's what the back of the pack looks like. All right. This is the purifier that they give in every pack. That's what you clean this vessel with before you'd start brewing.
And that's what you would have used had you not done that.
Exactly. So I do that. Yep. We'll set that aside and I'll use it next time.
Spark.
That's the yeast that goes with it.
Oh.
Spark yeast.
Spark yeast.
Spray that down before.
No, I don't go that far. And then this one comes with, this is the hop.
Oh,
The hopper.
That's
They call it the hopper.
What goes in that.
Yeah, so just before conditioning, I will put this in. But you just look at the symbol here. It's got the little scissors on there.
Will you be, before you put that in there, will you be dabbing a droplet with a Q-tip on your tongue?
No, but at the end, you certainly can.
Oh, there you go.
Because yeah, I mean, you get as much out as you can, obviously. Now you just pour this in.
Oh, so it's not, it's liquid malt. then.
It's liquid, yes.
Nice thing to do with that is if you got a donut laying around when you're doing this, then you can squeeze a little bit of what's left in there on top of the donut.
Oh, is that right?
Sounds like experience talking.
May have done that once or twice.
Sounds that
Pancakes.
Ooh, pancakes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to try to get as much out, but I'll leave a little for Brent to taste.
Yeah,
So now the other one that you did, same liquid then?
Same,
So it
yep,
wasn't-
the
it
same
wasn't a
thing.
powder.
Correct, it's a liquid.
So I suppose that definitely helps as far as the getting it mixed. There's
Yep.
a lot less shaking you have to do when it's already a liquid.
60 seconds is what you shake it for.
that's it.
That's it.
Shake it up.
All right, we're going to all have a little taste of this, actually, since you said something.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Pass it around. Oh, after you.
No, I insist.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. So, open up the yeast pack here.
You probably still, I mean, you might be able to wring a little more out of there.
It'll be
Oh,
fine.
you guys are already,
It'll be fine.
Greg is already on there.
Right.
So,
All right, so that's it. You put the extract in. You got the water, extract, and yeast. You put the cover back on.
By your finger there. Okay, so you
Make sure it's tight. Okay,
lock her down a bit.
lock it down.
it's got the hop in it already.
Yep. And here we go.
All right, so give me 60 seconds. So time you.
You might have to time me here.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
We're going to speed this part up.
Keep going.
Who needs shake weights?
You're wondering how I lost weight? Well,
The Pinter.
the Pinter.
Pinter workout.
I work off more than I drink.
10 more seconds. 10 more seconds.
Why I gotta.
2, 1, and the bonus shake for good measure. You got.
All right. Okay. Now, it's shaken. I'm tired.
Not stirred.
Next step is you put the dock on.
Okay, the dock.
The dock.
What's up, Doc? Oh, the.
Okay.
I like that thing.
Locks in place.
And then you just flip her over.
Dip it upside down.
Ooh, that sounds like my belly sometimes.
Right there. And that's it.
That's it?
That's it. Start brewing.
Okay, so you.
So, and then you can choose from what you're brewing, right?
Okay.
So you'll find your Elvis juice.
So I'll find,
Did they say why they called it Elvis juice?
that's their famous beer.
Oh,
is Elvis juice.
Brewdog?
So probably not named after the Elvis we're thinking of then.
Oh, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that's not. I don't know that I think of Elvis and.
I know. I don't either. So it gives you a choice of recommended,
Okay.
minimum, or custom. I just do the recommended. And let's make a beer. It says, 9 days in fermentation.
Okay.
It'll be 5 days in conditioning. Ready to drink in about 2 weeks. Start the brew. Start brewing. All right. So
Sounds on.
now it just fills it all in for me. It says that on the 30th of April, we can tap this beer.
Well,
So it sounds like,
you can bring it back here?
I was going to say, it sounds like we need to do another brewcast
Right?
on, when that one's done.
Yeah, so we can say, hey, here's the Elvis juice that we saw in the previous beer talk with the beer guys,
This juice.
right?
Might have to have a grill involved.
A grill.
Ooh,
That's just a.
Yeah, well, you got
just
You
a
don't have to do
suggestion.
that.
yeah, and you're just down the block. You have a grill.
Yes, but I have vicious canines. They don't operable on the property.
Well, we have a grill out at our place, not too far away.
Well,
Chihuahua
there you
can
go.
use a switchblade.
Yeah.
So,
Come on, come back here. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, so, I think, I don't know, this first one, I like it. Like you say, it's a bit thin,
but that
but it's,
style too is a little bit.
yeah, the style isn't full of body anyway.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of, I would say, so you got the light beer, which is very thin.
Yeah.
You have a standard American lager, which is going to be thin, but more flavor. And then you go up from there. So this is probably on that American lager type thinness, maybe.
Sure, it might be a little more
A little more body than that.
bitter than what.
Yeah.
Right, it's going to have different flavor, obviously.
Yeah.
Right, but as far as the feel of the beer in your mouth, it's not going to be heavy or cloying or
Right.
that kind of thing. And it's fairly clear. I wouldn't say it's real crystal clear, right?
It's not bad though.
But it's
There's
not-
a hint of cloudiness. to it,
Yeah.
But for what you're doing, it's not like you're having to run through a whole bunch of steps.
Right.
And with the IPA, probably with hazies and stuff going on now for IPAs.
Yeah, and there was a hazy
Right.
option in there, I think. So
Yeah, there is. They've got a couple hazies, and
sure.
so yeah, that's. I think it a success.
So, if you're looking for something interesting to try at home, you're looking at, well, I'd like to kind of try without getting all the stuff like Brent was talking about, getting serious about home brewing. Great way to start. Great way to introduce others to craft beers, and a great gift.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I will touch a little bit. I did contact the company on one thing. I asked them why they don't list IBUs on their beer.
Sure.
And, because I was trying to decide what my next kit was going to be.
The ABV on there.
Yeah, the ABV, at least the target ABV is on here.
Yeah, it can't be too.
Whether you might not hit that exactly. This Elvis juice should be at 6.5, right? But as far as bitterness, they said that bitterness is so subjective.
Okay.
And they could list something, but one person's going to say, well, that's not right.
Sure.
Because it's too high, or somebody's going to say, well, that's more bitter than that. They basically said that they just don't, because it's not an exact science.
Okay.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. We've talked about IBUs on the show before, and some people, well, that didn't really taste like that much, or wow, that's all it says that, but it seems like a lot more.
Right.
So I guess it is subjective.
And
Yep.
I suppose it's kind of like people who like hot sauce. After
Right.
you get conditioned to it, you're.
Yeah.
What? That wasn't hot.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
This wasn't that bitter.
Right.
What are you talking about? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So okay, well that's fair enough. I guess it just goes by what it is, and you like it or you don't. So, well, that's for a first time out of the box, literally.
Right.
That's I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, I would
So-
say.
when you order this, then you're ordering it from the UK, correct? Or do they have a US?
I think they have a U.S. distribution center.
Okay. How
Yeah.
long did they say it takes you to get?
I
here?
think I got mine with like 5 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't that bad.
Right.
All right. And looks like the box. I mean, fit in your mailbox.
Yeah.
Come home and there's your kid sitting in there.
I was a little concerned that this would fit in my beer fridge in the garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got not the little,
Yeah. The college dorm
college
size.
dorm size. Yeah, I've got one that's a little bit taller and deep enough. I did have to take out the door rack
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
to close the door, but it fit right in there. Not with the dock on it, but just as it's conditioning. So, and that's a half size fridge or a third size fridge, and it fit in there. And I was pleasantly surprised because it really, isn't that long, 15 inches maybe.
Okay.
So.
Oh, good.
Well, I think it's definitely, that's a nice a way to break into it without having to invest, like Greg was saying,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it gives a person, hey, maybe this is an introduction into brewing.
Exactly.
Maybe I want to go bigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
And-
Regular price on this is $149.
okay.
And then, you can buy it outright and then just purchase the beer packs as you wish, right? They have this subscription, which I signed up for to get the free one. Every month, they'll send me 2 kits. I get to choose the kits.
Oh,
I can make a change up to the day of shipping.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, and so if I think, well, you know what? I really liked this one. I'm going to have that one again, and I'm going to try this different one.
Sure.
Or maybe it's going to be September, and I want to do an Oktoberfest.
Sure. Right.
So that's really nice. And if you commit to $70 a month, you drink that much beer anyway.
Well, and like you said, after a couple months, you go, okay, I'm kind of. You can cancel your subscription.
Right, and then just order as you want, as you wish.
Yep. Yeah.
Another stout? He ordered another stout?
All righty. Yeah.
So
very good.
there you go.
Well, I think you've chosen well.
Well, thank you. I thought my first one, being a British bitter, would be a fun one to try. I like English bitters anyway. And I thought it'd be fun for us to do this on a brewcast. And I know I'm an IPA person. I kind of figured you guys would guess I'm going to brew an IPA right off the bat.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
I was not thinking IPA, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking it was going to have something with honey.
I was like,
Honey,
that's got
yeah.
to be an IP. That's not an IP. What?
Yeah.
Like an English beer. Good job.
Well, Greg, so let's rate this beer, and then we'll rate the Pinter. We'll kind of go that direction.
It's a buy it, try it, or brew it.
That's buy it,
Wait.
try it, or
No,
brew
wait,
it,
wait.
right?
Well, yeah, I guess I would say a buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, that's good. I'm kind of intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're kind of stuck as far as it's got to be a buy it because you can't try it without buying it.
Well,
So
there
maybe
is
buy
that.
it. I mean, if you're gonna, if you were wanting to try brewing at home on a smaller scale, this is a great way to get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely see that aspect of it. I mean, you saw how quickly it took you to do that. Instead of waiting, if you're doing it on stovetop,
Yeah.
it's up to about an hour.
Yeah.
If you're doing all grain, it's
Yep.
even more.
Sure.
So you can't beat the convenience factor.
Exactly.
It's a slick looking thing
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Right.
it's not like, oh, what is that thing? It's kind of cool looking.
It is.
Yeah. So
I'd say if I would say buy it if you're looking to experiment with brewing, home brewing.
Sure.
This is a nice way to get into that. A little gateway brewing kit.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah, a fun little
Set.
hobby thing.
Yeah.
Something you can do for fun and impress your friends when they come over.
And they did. I think they did
Yeah.
a good job on the kit for this. So yeah, I mean, very shocked at the aroma. I mean, that really did surprise me.
Cool.
So
Well, good.
Yeah.
And for me, it's obviously a buy it. I've enjoyed it, and even if after my second month I decide, I've had my fun, I've had way more fun than this cost me.
Sure.
Sure.
for the next couple months.
Or you
And
may just decide, hey, Greg, you want to brew some beer for a couple of weeks? Or
yeah.
well, that's
You could pass it
exactly.
around.
You can pass it around. That's
drop it.
That's a great idea. It's
Okay,
a great
fair
idea. Yep, and let somebody else try a
check,
brew
yeah,
or two.
yeah,
I mean, they might have to
Pick
buy
one.
their own kit, but at least
Yeah.
that could fit in the passenger seat of a Ford Festiva.
There you go.
Not that we advocate drinking and driving.
Well, no, I just meant
you
that it
mean
doesn't
full.
take up any space.
Oh, I
right?
Oh, you mean
I
you
thought
meant
you
empty?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Always use a DD. That's what we
Yeah,
always
they
say.
came up with the hat where you could mount two of them in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, wow. That's quite the
Well, I'll email Pinter about that and
Oh,
see what they
okay.
can do.
Well, you check it out, the Pinter, and see what you think. You might like it as much or more than we did,
Yeah.
or maybe not. That's up to you. Let us know what you think and drop us a line, beerguystv@gmail.com. But I guess that's probably going to wrap it up for this Beer Guys Beer Talk. Huh?
Yeah, I think so. Wasn't that a good talk?
It was a good talk.
All right.
Thanks, Shane.
And if you like this episode, watch for this one next.
Is it this one?
This one.
That one.
th-
You see that
this
one?
one.
Over there.
Maybe it's over there.
Oh, could be.
Maybe it's here.
It's up there somewhere.
Down here?
Check it out.
Check it out.
For Brent and Shane, I'm Greg, and until next time,
Beers to ya.
A pint or two, ya.
A pinter.
A pint or two.
A pint or two.